This is Joe Leigh here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Adam Smith here for Ben Whittaker's announcement. Fantastic signing, just on your behalf. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, absolutely over the moon. A little bit of a cliche, but a fantastic signing. That's the Olympic business closed. And as Ben said, he wanted to be the last one. It was an almighty battle, very hard, and at different points wasn't sure which way it was going. And yeah, look, Ben Shalom and I really fought for this. It was really important that we had, when Eddie took his fighters to the zone last summer, it was very important that we had a real good crop of the next generation. And obviously we had the most successful GB Olympic team in history. Well done to Robert McCracken and the 6 medalists there. I always felt Galal would probably go to Matchroom. So the others were on my shopping list. I'm not saying which order, but Caroline, Fraser, Karis, Ben, Lauren were the 5 that I really wanted. Galal would have been nice, but I think Eddie's the right place for Galal with the different weight categories. And obviously the McCormacks are very talented, and there's others too, but they're the ones I really wanted. I think we've got 2 outstanding men, 3 outstanding women. And Ben Whittaker, look, if he's as good in the ring as he thinks he is, as he says he is, as he is outside of it, he's going to be a massive star. What I've seen over the last 2 or 3 years in the amateurs has been very impressive. He's talented. It's a whole different game in the pro ranks. But I like his attitude. I like the fact he's weighted. He's kept training hard. He's got a terrific American trainer in Sugar Hill. He's got 258 behind him. He's made the right choice of getting Sky as his platform because, we can feed off the football fans and we can make him a casual star. And he's got that Marmite sort of factor, hasn't he? That people will love him or hate him. And he's going to get bums on seats. He's going to be a real attraction, and I can't wait for the journey. So I'm absolutely delighted. He's the final touch on what's been a very hard 10 months, but a fantastically industrious and we think profitable 10 months because we've got the next generation, and I think they're all going to be pretty good. I'm really excited.
Could you expand on why you think Ben is so sellable? I can understand from someone who's known him for a while, but to the wider audience, why he's so marketable and why you wanted him.
I think when you look for stars or TV stars or box office stars, pay-per-view stars, attractions, you need somebody who's going to tick a lot of boxes. And it's not easy. It's not everyone that's got the talent and the charisma or the lines or the fun or the ring walks or the looks, the attitude. I just think Ben ticks so many of them. I think he's going to be different. I think he's looked up to the likes. He's a massive fan of the Kronk, which is probably why I got so sort of involved in Ben Whittaker at the beginning, because he loves Tommy Hearns. Tommy was my hero growing up. He's ended up with Manny's nephew. And I think, look, it's just fantastic that Ben is his own person. He's authentic. He's real. He'll say what he believes. You might not want to hear it. But there are flashes. And I'm not saying he's going to be anywhere near as good. But there's flashes of Nas, there's flashes of Hay, there's flashes of De Gale, there's flashes of Mayweather. He's Ben Whittaker. It's his journey, it's his story. He thinks he's going to be, a British boxing legend. He's going to go down with the greats. This is the beginning. All we can do is help support him, help the narrative, help push it, help the football fans understand it. So if I'm selling Ben Whittaker, I think he's got everything in the locker to become a star. It's up to him whether he does it, but he's got everything. The potential is there.
And one more thing on Ben Whittaker, he mentioned at the press conference that he wants to become a 2-weight British champion. That's something that you don't hear from a lot of people, and it's a good idea.
Listen, the Lonsdale belt is super special, isn't it? And I like the fact that he wants to go down the traditional route as well. He's a boxing historian, a fan. He's laced in it. He loves it, and I think he wants to prove that he is really something, that he's got the pedigree to back up the words. He believes he's going to be a world champion, but I like the fact he wants to become a 2-weight British champion. He could play around a little bit, super middle, light, heavy. It's where he's going to end up in. He's a young man, so there's time. The key is eyeballs, ring time, building with Sugar Hill, listening to 258, listening to us, working with the innovative team at Boxer. And I think that if he does all that, then we can make a bespoke route for him. I was delighted when we got Caroline Dubois. I think she's going to be a superstar, a crossover star. I was delighted when we got Fraser Clark, another big battle. And we got Fraser because he wants to be on Sky. Fraser's like the team captain. Tasha Jonas is like the team captain. And then we've got Lauren and Karis, who I was bulldozing Ben about. I mean, really nagging him, because I believe that they're the power couple in sport. They're going to be fabulous. And now we've got Ben Whittaker, who's, as I said, his own man. He's unique, he's different, he's multi-skilled, he's talented, and not everybody's going to like him, but they're going to watch him. So I like the diversity, the variety, the charisma, the personalities, and the skill set that these 5 bring. You add Adam Azim and the others we've got in our stable to it. Boxer in a pretty good space after less than a year of working with Sky Sports, and we're on the way back. You know, we had a great time with Matchroom. All the fighters went over to DAZN. I mean, most guttingly not being able to be there and to show Katie Taylor's fight, you know, in New York. We loved working with Matchroom. We loved the fighters there, but we have to go again, and we've gone again. And it's been brilliant working with Ben and his team. And now we have the 2 Bens, Shalom and Whittaker, side by side, and they're going to be a pretty powerful couple in boxing going forward. A promotional team that I think are going to be, they're a breath of fresh air anyway. We've got the grassroots, we've got the tournament shows, a great one coming up on Saturday. We're building, and I like where we are after less than a year.
Yeah, something tells me Whittaker's going to walk out to one of his own songs, rapping before he fights. Who knows? But let's move on to, let's talk about TAYLOR-SERRANO, the biggest women's fight, I guess you can say, 1.5 million on DAZN, and overall a great fight.
Wonderful fight, epic fight, fantastic fight. As I said, gutted not to be there. I would have been there if we hadn't had a show that night, but we did with Shakur Stevenson in Vegas. Katie is obviously still extremely popular in the Sky corridors. She's a great friend of ours. She was a pioneer on Sky, and we enjoyed a wonderful journey. And I think she was one of the many that we missed when the break happened in the summer. But just a fantastic fight, a wonderful performance, a great night for her. She was the underdog. Amanda Serrano put everything into it. Some thought it was very close. Some even thought she nicked it. For me, Katie won it. And she's some fighter. She's a phenomenon. We're never going to see the like of her again. If you look at where she was when she broke through the glass ceiling to become a boxer in Ireland, dressed up as a boy, you know, the amateur career, 6 world titles, 5 world titles, 6 Europeans, an Olympic gold medal, you know, carrying the flag for Ireland, an icon. And then what she's done as a pro, unbeaten, undisputed. It's amazing. It's an amazing story. Eddie's a very lucky guy to have her. Brian Peters has done an amazing job with her. The whole team has. It's a small team, but Ross and Tomasz, and it's a great team. And my hats go off to all of them. And I hope to catch up with Katie very soon. And my kids miss her, so they'll be looking forward to congratulating her in person. I'd love to see the fight again. I'd love to see her fight in Ireland. These are dreams I wanted on Sky, but I'm just glad she's getting the dreams on DAZN now. And it's great for sport. It's great for boxing. It was a wonderful fight, a great advert. And I'm glad we got behind it. I know there was criticism, but I'm glad in the last sort of 48, 72 hours there was plenty on the fight, as there should be. And we were covering our own fight with Shakur Stevenson's brilliant win against Oscar Valdez. I think he's going to be a superstar, by the way. But as for Katie and Amanda, I mean, hats off to both of them. Absolutely brilliant night for boxing.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that, but you've covered the answer. So we'll talk about Canelo last of all this weekend. Not too many expected the outcome. What did you make of that, and what do you think Canelo should do next?
I didn't, and I don't think I was in the minority. I didn't think Dimitri Bivol would beat him. We've had Dimitri, lovely guy, nice textbook boxer, but if you look at his performance against Craig Richards, you think, how's he going to beat the pound-for-pound king? Well, Canelo went up, didn't he? And he did against Kovalev, maybe a faded Sergei Kovalev, and Dimitri Bivol, the peak of his powers. I think when Dimitri realised he was too big and strong enough to get the job done, he could then relax and box. And I think his plan, his execution of his tactics were phenomenal. His jab was brilliant. It was a wonderful display. And yeah, hats off to Dimitri and his team, a great team. And you know, Eddie's worked a long time with them, so we've got to know Dimitri pretty well. Canelo, it had to happen at some point, and it happened. And I think it should have been wider from the judges. Will he go for the rematch? You know, his pride will be dented. Couple of defeats, of course, for the Canelo team as well with Oscar Valdez. So they'll be hurting, but they'll come back. And I'd like to see him maybe going with a Golovkin, something like that now, Canelo. He's got nothing to prove to anyone. He's cleaned up so many times at so many different divisions. Maybe this was just a slight bridge too far. Maybe underestimated Dimitri. Maybe he will exact revenge one day. And as we know, with rematches with Usyk and AJ, fighters want rematches. They want to prove themselves, don't they? But yeah, I thought Dimitri boxed an outstanding fight and deserves all the plaudits. And yeah, it was a lot wider than the scores, I felt.
100%. Last of all, on AJ Usyk 2, how soon can we expect that? And is it going to be on Sky?
Well, you nearly get an exclusive, because I was just talking to Freddie Cunningham, and they're all here, of course, the 258 team wrapped around Ben Whittaker. Negotiations still go on with Sky and 258 about Anthony Joshua's contract, but of course he's out of contract. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I've said it for the last, how many, since September? 8-9 months. I believe AJ will stay on Sky. I believe he'll stay on Sky till the end of his career. I believe he's a Sky fighter. I think he loves being on Sky. I think it's the best platform for him. We love having him. It's been a great relationship, and hopefully we conclude it, and I'm sure there'll be news soon. As far as the fight itself goes, I'm hearing sort of, you know, summertime, but I'm sure there'll be an announcement within the next couple of weeks.
Okay, good. So is it July 23rd, or is it now looking like August?
That's a date I heard, July 23rd. I guess with every day that passes, you wonder if that's, you know, long enough, or whether it will be put back. But I'm hopeful that maybe the back end of July, Usyk and AJ will fight. And I was there for the Fury White big WBC fight at Wembley, 94,000, amazing night. It's great for boxing, isn't it? We've got Usyk and AJ to look forward to later on in the summer, and so much in between on every side, on every channel. It's great times for boxing, and yeah, looking forward to, hopefully, should the negotiations work out all right, working with AJ again and soon.
Okay, just one more. On July 23rd, the UFC is also in London that night. Would that be a problem, clashing with, obviously, a big fight show in London? It'll be at the O2?
Clashes are always difficult. You know, we had a clash the other night when Josh Warrington was fighting, and we had Richard Riakporhe. Clashes are tricky, but venues have got to be booked. You've got to, you know, look at different sports, different agendas that promoters have, obviously. But I think everybody, even with the UFC, would testament that they want their own night. So it would be a shame if there's clashes, but you've just got to crack on. And you know, we believe Anthony Joshua is obviously a huge name, and if he's got to fend off a little competition, then so be it. But customers have the choice, and there's so much choice out there at the minute, which is great.
Thanks for your time, man.